My key takeaways: look at machine learning opportunities as well as the new generative AI. Don't just get blinded by the new thing. Explore the potential of generative AI to manage organizational knowledge. It could be a good opportunity also on the KIM front. Understand the 21 recommendations of the KIM report. Spend time working through the key data to collect for residents. Explore what the NHF are doing as part of Knowing Our Homes program. Very useful information there. Use this strong data foundation to develop digital services and follow closely what the government is doing to transform digital services. So I think that's it. I will stop, and hopefully there's time for a bit of a conversation in the last few minutes. Thank you.
That's excellent. Thank you very much for that, Arturo. It's really covered the topic in great detail there, and there's things that you've definitely taught me today that I wasn't aware of already. So thank you for that. If anyone does have any queries, feel free to pop those into the chat. We have got a little bit of time left to cover those off, but as you're doing so, there's a couple which kind of jumped into my head, Arturo, as you were talking through there. The first one kind of links to your point around recommendation 11 and that KIM report, which is the review existing databases for capacity to record these key data requirements. And I think based on the conversations that we have with housing associations from our perspective as a consultant but digital solutions provider as well, is that quite a lot of associations still struggle today with quite legacy and outdated systems, but also inconsistent data within those systems. And it's sometimes a case of, okay, so do we need to go away and put forward a big digital strategy, clean up all of our data first, and then at that point we're ready then to implement a new system? Or do you see it as more of a case of, let's make the technology change first and the sort of data alongside it? I sometimes feel there's a bit of a blocker there around progression on either way. What's your sort of take on that from your experience?
I think the whole systems question, if you think about how the systems came into the kind of the ombudsman report, it came from the fact that a lot of organizations feel that the challenge with answering to complaints properly from residents comes from the fact that systems don't talk to each other, systems are inconsistent, people are not well trained on the systems. That's where this recommendation comes from. But ultimately, it does touch a kind of a higher level point, which is, are the technology systems that we have in housing fit for purpose for what is needed? And I think your question around migrations is really something that is quite tangible. You see the need to migrate the technology, and always there will be a data stream, but there's a lot of compromises, and there's organizations that end up picking up some of the data work in terms of consolidating or migrating and doing some data quality checks before the migration for years. So I think the spirit of this recommendation is very much about ensure that your systems are fit for purpose for you to get the right information to respond to what the residents are saying to you via the complaints mechanism. But it talks to the bigger point that ultimately technology in the sector will continue to limit us unless we can actually develop it further, and this is very true for digital as well.
Makes sense. Great stuff. Thank you, Arturo.